As the fourth child, fourth girl, I felt the need to be different from my sisters. I wanted to be the girl that wasn't afraid of a challenge or of getting dirty. I played with the boys on the playground, and I was rough on my body as a kid. And it was when I was really young that I discovered my love for animals, especially horses. My grandma showed me just how much someone could love a horse. She had her little farm in Addison, Michigan, and it's my favorite place in the whole wide world. My entire life there has been horses and animals on that farm. Love it there. Loved everything about horses, how they looked, how they acted, even how they smell. If you know anything about horses, you know that smell of a horse. But it wasn't until I was much older that I finally felt a real connection with a horse, special horse, Catscapade, cat for short. He is a 15 two-hands high, 5-year-old thoroughbred, full of life and full of love to give me. We have an unbreakable bond, and I'm so grateful for that. But that's the thing about horses, is that they spook extremely easily, especially thoroughbreds, due to their high energy levels. The saying fight or flight is not a joke when talking about horses, which I got to see, feel, and experience firsthand. On October 1st, 2017, I was thrown from Cat. But it wasn't just a fall. He was spooked, throwing me off balance and falling to the right. However, it's how I fell that changed my life. My foot was caught in the stirrup and my boot got stuck. I received multiple blows to the head because I couldn't get it loose. When I finally got it loose, I stood up and I noticed that my boot, phone, and hair tie and horse was gone. It took me a couple seconds to realize what had happened. Those couple seconds truly felt like years. But I looked up to see Cat running away from me, and I didn't have much time to worry about what happened to me. If I was hurt, I was worried about my horse. So I looked, and I finally found my phone, found my boot, but I did not find my hair tie. I'm still looking for it. So I grabbed my phone, and I quickly called my grandma, and I hadn't even said a word yet, and she goes, "What happened?" It was crazy. She got these feelings of something happening. I didn't even explain to her what happened, and she knew that I was hurt. But all I said was, "Find Cat." So I ran very fast up to the house, and thankfully Cat had run back up to the barn as well. When I finally got up there, my grandpa was holding on to him, and we untacked him. He said he was okay, just really anxious from what had happened. They asked me what had happened, and I simply responded with, "Well, my butt hurts." And we laughed, brushed off the dirt, and I actually ended up riding my mare, Jasmine, for a little bit. And then I drove home. I told my mom the story, and she huffed and said, "Dear Lord, kid." She wasn't too worried because I didn't seem hurt. I didn't feel hurt. That's the thing about adrenaline, the rush that I got from riding, the rush that I got from being thrown. I didn't feel that extent of my injuries, not yet at least. It wasn't until the next morning, a Monday morning. It just so happened to be Spirit Week for football homecoming. I woke up and I was so excited to dress for America Monday, but I walked into the bathroom and I had such a headache that radiated through my entire body. My mom suggested that I go back to bed for a little bit. Wasn't happy about it at first, but I looked at that bathroom light and I knew I couldn't handle going to school. I ended up going to school halfway through the day. I was in my red, white, and blue little tutu, and everything was all good. But my head still hurt, and I said, "Okay, it's just a headache. I can deal with this. It'll be okay." Got to school. The lights were crazy. The noise of the people talking drove me insane. And every single time a locker door slammed, I thought it was slamming right on my head. But I went to class and acted like nothing happened. Later that day at volleyball practice, my coach and my teammates realized that something seemed off with me. And they did the one thing I asked them not to: get the school trainer, who heard the story, looked at me and said, "I'm calling your mom. You need to go to the ER. This is above me." So we went to the ER, and I was rushed for a CT and x-rays. We were scared I had a brain bleed. You laughing at my picture, Kenzie? I didn't. I had just a concussion. But how come it was a month later and I still couldn't go to bed at night without feeling like my head was going to explode, or wake up in the next morning crying because I still didn't have any relief. It wasn't until January until I got into the concussion clinic at Origami. And when I first got there, I was only seeing 2 services, speech and language to help my memory and psychology to help me deal with the fact that I was dealing with this. When I first was told that I needed to go to speech, I was super confused because I could talk just fine. I never realized how much playing card games and looking at a picture of an umbrella, not knowing what the word was, made me understand how much my injury entailed. Within speech therapy, it isn't just the speech aspect part that I was having troubles with. Neurofatigue and cognitive lameness caused a variety of issues such as trouble retaining memories, focusing on simple tasks, and completing everyday needs. After waiting for what seemed like forever, I got to go into vision therapy and physical therapy. With Kara in vision therapy, she worked with me with being able to use both of my eyes together again and reduce double vision, and being able to read with the help of yoked prism glasses. We also worked on ocular motor skill to help my eyes move around the environment, which I really struggled with, especially driving, walking through crowds, in school. Then we started to work with gross motor integration with my vision skills to help full body coordination. So we did free space activities along with ballet physics, which for those of you who don't know, it's a very embarrassing game to do with bouncy balls. Kara and I had a very fun day with this activity. I think one of my favorite times with Kara wasn't all of the days that she had to win, and I mean had to win every single game we played, but when she threw me a party for my 18th birthday. In physical therapy, Ron worked with me differently than most people. Ron provided manual therapy to help improve my headaches, balance, and pain. Manual therapy is the best technique that helps realign your body and your brain. And I trusted that somehow it was going to help my pain, and it always does. One of the downsides of my injury is that I'm very conscious of my condition and my disabilities. I'm a very lively person. I'm active, I'm present, I'm in the moment. So I think one of the hardest things for the people around me to see was that my injury was stripping away who I was. It's not like I didn't want to be my same old self. I very much did, but I couldn't because my head hurts too bad. My mom especially, she had to see me come home from school after being there only a couple hours and go straight to bed, which wasn't me. Or she'd have to wake up in the middle of the night and sit in the bathroom with me because the pain was so much it induced vomiting. My entire life, I've always been giddy, laughing, and just having fun in every situation I was put in. But my friends and family had to watch that all be taken away from me in a split second. I always used to think to myself, why is this happening to me? And now I always have to think, why did my mom have to sit there and watch me be in so much pain and not be able to take it away? Once therapy treatment started to help with the pain and managing it, I started to notice changes in other things as well, like personality and memory, which I know for sure other people's notice as well. The brain is a crazy ball of 100 million neurons, so you'd be surprised in what happens when these neurons are shifted. As I've said before, I'm extremely aware of my injury. I understood what I was missing and what I had to relearn again. Every time I'd leave therapy, it was just a reminder what I was lost. I couldn't remember the names of the items on the pictures that Julianne wanted me to, and I couldn't take the 2 pictures of the lion and make it into one that Kara wanted me to. It was really discouraging at times. But I think the one thing that this injury didn't take away from me was my stubbornness. I was not going to let this little fall change me. I was extremely determined to get my life back. I'm young, resilient. Yes, I'm a risk taker. This was just a roadblock in my life. So the homework that I was always given by my therapist, I did. I made my family do. I made the amazing office ladies in my high school who I'd sit with because I couldn't handle being in class anymore do. And as much as I love the Origami family and team and all that they have done for me, I wanted nothing more than to get out of that place. And in my case, determination paid off. I was never really a motivated person because I have older sisters who love to take care of me. I'm the baby of the family. Why do something 100% when I only had to do it 33 because they always have my back? But this was different. This was something I was on my own for. I did this. I got myself hurt. I was the one paying the price. But I also was the one working my butt off to get better. Now I can see the progress that I have made and see the silver lining and see just how strong I am. I took something that was controlling me and turned it into something that I use for motivation. Don't get me wrong, nothing will ever hurt someone as much as knowing that they can't take care of themselves like they used to. But I adapted and I changed in a way I can look back in the mirror and be proud of myself for overcoming. There are key people in my life that are constantly reminding me that this injury does not define who I am. My grandma and grandpa, my twin pillars, constantly reminding me that I am strong and I can do anything that I put my heart to, and giving me the opportunity to love something as much as they love me. My sisters, Katie and Kenzie, my forever best friends, my escape from reality, and always a shoulder to cry on. Katie and Tej, thank you for being not only accepting my quirkiness, but embracing it and being a bigger weirdo with me. Kenzie, thank you for being the biggest pain in my butt that I've ever met and telling me my limits. Sometimes I think I'm indestructible and you give me a trick back to reality and take care of me. You are my biggest support and I wouldn't be where I am without you in my corner. My mom, my personal chef, my chauffeur, my angel on earth. I know we have not had the smoothest of relationships, but you are always there to lift me off when I fall and remind me that if I don't want this world to walk all over me, get off the floor. My dad, for always being there to make me laugh and remind me that I am still the little girl that he taught. When the world hits you, you hit back harder. The Davenport family, Michaela, Troy, Darren, Connor, and Kendra. Thank you for showing me that family doesn't end with blood. And that if I have any struggles, you will always be there for me. You will always be there for me. And will always laugh at them. Will always be there to help without a blink of an eye. My very best friend, Connor. You have taught me so much about myself. From teaching me how to call in every single helpless animal you want to shoot. To teaching me to learn the very worst things about myself. Thank you. I love you all very much. But most importantly, thank you, the Origami Brain Rehabilitation team. Thank you for getting my life back. I wasn't just a client. I always felt like a friend. And today I am currently a freshman in the Lyman Briggs College at Michigan State University. I am an animal science major, and my goal is to be an equine rehabilitation therapist. I would like to work with horses for the rest of my life. Thank you.